Hi, I'm Gillian and I'm the writer and creator of the Celtic Moon Club, and today we're going to make a solstice craft together, and we're going to make a solstice staff, a lovely walking stick that you can use for a solstice walk with your friends or your family. I think it would be super sweet if everyone in the family made one and you all went on a walk together, but it's up to you. You can use this craft how you like. I'm going to change direction now so that the camera is looking at my hands, and then we can craft together and I'll see you again at the end. Bye! So the first stage is to head outside, go find a stick, any stick you want. It could be one that would be a natural walking stick height, it could just be a fun stick that you like the look of, and you can choose to whittle it and make it smooth or leave it exactly as it is. It's completely up to you. In this part, we're going to make the star that goes on top of the staff. And for this, you'll need a tomato puree tube, a spoon, rolling pin, some etching or embossing tools if you have them. But if not, don't worry, you can always use a pencil, a biro, sharp scissors, kebab stick, cocktail stick, anything like that. You also need a Posca pen. You don't have to use Posca, any kind of paint pen or a little bit of acrylic paint, or even a black felt tip pen will do. And you'll need a little cloth for wiping at the end. Your first part is you need to go and clean this, wash it and prep it. And to do that, I usually cut across the top, across the bottom, up the side, and then I give it a really good scrub and clean, ready to start. Once you've washed and prepared your tomato puree tube, you'll need to just take your rolling pin and really smooth it out. Be careful of these sharp edges, and maybe if you're doing it with little ones, I would do this part for them. So you're really rolling it out. I then usually take the back of a spoon and really smooth it out. I'm sort of using the edge and the bowl of the spoon to really smooth it out. You can see that it's starting to get there. You just want as flat a canvas as possible to start with. And there you go. And although today we're using the tomato puree tube, you can actually buy crafting foil from places like Myriad or craft stores. You can do that. Now, we're making the star, but actually you can have any shape that you like. You could have a heart, a sun, circle, your initial, absolutely anything that's meaningful to you. You can freehand it, like I did in that one, you can probably tell, or you could freehand it on a template and put it on, or you can print it out if you want it to be really perfect. Perfect's not my vibe, as you'll probably be able to tell. So just lay down your template, or you can draw it if you want to freehand, or as I said, lay down your printed out template. Whatever suits you is fine. And you're going to draw around it. Again, I would do this part for any little ones and have it prepped in advance. You're then just going to cut it out. Again, please be careful of the sharp edges. So now you're ready to start. If you would like your designs to be puffed up like this and like these parts here, you just flip it over and you draw your design on the back. If you'd like it on the front, you can use your sharper tools to emboss it the opposite way so that you're pushing down into the metal. I like to do a bit of both, so I'm going to start by just doing a little border. This can be as simple or as detailed as you like. There's absolutely no right or wrong, but it's very effective and just turns out so nice in my opinion. So there we go, that's just a quick little border. I'm going to do another sun in the middle for solstice. You can see there. And then this time I might do some patterns this way. And then you just keep adding to it bit by bit by bit. Go. I think it still needs a little some things. I think I'm going to do a pattern. Not keen on that tool, so I'm going to make it a bit bigger. And there we go. So once you're finished at this stage, the next thing you want to do is take your black marker and you're going to go all across it. Again, you can use a felt tip pen. It won't work as good, but it will work. You could add a little bit of black acrylic, and you could skip this whole bit if you want to. You also don't have to use black. You could highlight it with any colour really. I do this just because it sort of makes it look aged, which I quite like. Once it's sat on there for a couple of seconds, just take your cloth and you're going to loosely wipe it off. You don't want to be too good at the wiping off because you want some of the ink to pick up the details that you have there, and that's how you get that nice aged sort of almost antique-y kind of look. And you can see the different colours of foil that we have there, and that's just different brands of tomato puree. There we go. If you think, oh actually it needs a little bit more, just go back and target those areas that you really want to highlight. You can give it a little rub in with your finger if you want, and you'll get that lovely antique look. And that's you done for this section. So in this section we're going to learn how to decorate the staff. It's so simple, and you just need your stick that you found. You'll need a selection of different coloured yarns and a pair of scissors. And that's all you need. It's very straightforward, very simple. We're just going to wrap yarn in different coloured sections, however you fancy and whatever pattern you'd like. And you just use a collection of yarns and whatever colour that you fancy. And as I said before, you can whittle this away and strip the bark off if you like, or you can just leave it as it is. So to start, you just have to tie your yarn around the end. And then you're going to wrap it around. I like to wrap the tail into the winding, and it's as simple as that. You keep going for as much of that colour as you'd like, and then swap colours. Now I won't show you all of this process because it's very straightforward, so just carry on, wrap it as far down as you'd like. I usually just go for the top section where my hand will be, but it's up to you. Okay, once you've got your staff wrapped how you'd like it, and it feels nice and cosy and comfy to hold, you're ready to add your star to the top. Now there's a couple of ways to do this. The first way that I'll show you is how I did it in the demonstration. So on this one it was quite a thin end, so I just used a whittling knife to cut a small V in the end, and then you just take your star and you wedge it in. If you push it in nice and tight, then that's not going anywhere. It's really wedged in nicely. And yeah, so that's way number one. The other option, if you don't want to whittle or if your stick isn't suitable for that, is just to add a little bit of hot glue gun. So take your star, give it a little try, work out where it sits nicely. So if there's any sort of natural dents in the wood, that's a nice place to just place it, work it out, and then just top that up by popping a little bit of hot glue on either side. I think I did it that way that time. There we go. Just finding how it sits. This into place, and then you're done. Great, so that's us finished. You've done all the steps with me. You found your stick, you decorated your stick with yarn, you made your foil star or love heart or any other shape to go on the top, you've attached it to the top of your stick, you have your finished staff. It's time to go for a walk. I hope you all have a really lovely solstice with your friends, your family, whoever you're celebrating with. And if you do go on a solstice walk with your staff, I would love to see some photos. If you took any photos, share them with me, tag me in them. I would really love to see them. Thank you so much. Bye.